So it's a little early, but the little corner store is not open yet on Smedley. It might be too early for that store, but apparently there's a CrowdStrike / cyber attack worldwide where a lot of systems are down. I wonder if NATO nations would agree to shut things down and make it seem like an attack in order to figure something out that's been long since needing to be figured out. Like gang stalking. What if you're stuck in an airport and you're like, I knew we shouldn't have flown because it's too obvious that we are gang stalking, and people do fly from we're, you know, sadly some dealers will hop on a plane and go here, there, and everywhere, but anyway, whatever. What if it's more a conspiracy? So who knows? Invisible entities agree to shut everything down to see what happens. Anyway, or CrowdStrike. Whatever. I was watching doggy daycare TV this morning, well, you know, after taking a shower and all that. So I just watch random things on my laptop because I try not to get too excited about the news, but every once in a while there's a flare up. And then all of a sudden it popped up. I'm like, oh my God, this one YouTuber, JLR Investigates, he's got things, you know, windows on his screen from, you know, Bangkok, Delhi, India, Malaysia, you name it. You know, he's got Germany. Which way are we going? Let's do a little pass by. ORGG. There's a cafe up here called Enswell. It has no D. It's like all's well that ends well, but there's no D in it. So there are people outside, so they seem to be up and running. Let's see. But in general, it's quiet. I don't know about the Philadelphia airport. Nothing's come up yet on the news that I'm aware of. It's kind of early. Newport Apartments. So they have stuff. So Enswell's open and they're running. They are not shut down. Is this why the Italians have their own shops and stuff? They're out of the whole network, the government network, which includes Starbucks. So there are people who are like, we are out. We will create our own companies, so that when everybody else goes down, we are still open for our, you know, for anyone who wants to show up. But can the government control? Wonder if Whole Foods is down. So I thought about that song, the Apple Core, like rotten to the core. It's this whole song, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And I was like, a lot of people use Dell in businesses. It's very common. It's more oriented towards business, their software and everything, as opposed to, say, desktop publishing or creative, you know, which is more the Apple territory. But I'm wondering if there are people who've used Apple and they're down today. CVS, are they open? Or I see people at the registers, so they're open. Philly has, you know, a lot of locations that are closed still from the pandemic, so it hasn't totally revived itself from that time period. A bell. So, who rang the bell? Free octopi, octopuses, or whatever this thing. Invalid code, tried several stations. So it could be that these parking, I'm wondering if these aren't working correctly for everyone. They're not up. Like, I don't know, do you have to touch it? I don't have a car, let's see. These might be down. Usually it's at least lit, you know. So of course that's government. Although Philadelphia Parking Authority is they say that they are a privately owned company. So I don't know, and I think PPA handles the kiosks. It's very confusing because they look like government. The employees wear uniforms like the government would. But I had a parking ticket one time. They were closed. Oh no, wait. Right, they were open on. Right, they were collecting tickets. They were giving tickets on Martin Luther King Day in 2018. I had a van at the time. I was actually like living in the van. So this is a strange time period. And I was like, I thought you guys wouldn't be just doing, ticketing this used to be a Starbucks to my left. It used to be one of the like kind of nice ones because it wasn't that crowded. It's off the beaten path. But anyway, and I asked them back then, like, I thought you guys would take the day off for a federal holiday. They said, oh, well, we're not government run. We are privately owned. So I don't know if that person was told to say that or believes that. There could be people who technically are in the government system. They don't even know it. And there is an argument for Starbucks. They are a publicly sold company. Whole Foods, publicly sold. So they were super private up until about 2005, then they went public. So are they part of the government system? I don't know. Everybody has their own, ideas about that. Even people in the government are confused, like, I don't know, but I do know certain places went down and other places didn't, like the Italian run, cafes and stuff. Or Polish. Or German or Irish. I guess if you have a special group and often people will patronize their, family-run shops because say an entire system goes down, then no one's open as a safeguard or to, you know what I mean? So you have to have, of course they would have their own money and stuff like that. They say O-Vest and then West on the little sign, and then La Viola East over here. My guess is they're privately run mom and pop restaurants. British Imperial Cleaners. Lots of sugar. Monk's Cafe. He's going in to check on everything. Systems are down the line. I used to take care of a dog in here, walk a dog in here, but sometime before the pandemic, they closed and they've been renovating ever since. The Bentley, so like a car, Bentley. Jasmine Rice, they don't know what to take her. And remember Jasmine White in West Philly who was killed by the handyman? So that's what it reminds me of. Because people were like, let's go to Jasmine Rice. I'm like, that's weird because Jasmine White was just killed.